As much as I generally prefer the manga over the anime, there are times in which things would work better in the anime, such as any reference to music or a sound. What exactly do the drums of liberation sound like? Are they similar to something we've heard in the series before? Did you know that my subscribe button, it actually makes a cool sound when you click it? It's at a really high frequency though, so your human ears probably can't hear it. We're gonna have to wait over a year to find out exactly what those drums of liberation sound like. Unless, of course, we get a movie before then. Like perhaps a movie with a strong musical basis, in which case we may only need to wait until August. But wouldn't that spoil the reveal of Gear 5 to anime-only viewers if they haven't already been spoiled? Regardless, Brook should definitely have a significant role in Film Red. There is no excuse. Hello humans of the world, I'm Dawn of the World, welcome aboard. Chapter 1046 of One Piece played an important role in facilitating multiple transitions, showing us where certain characters we haven't seen in a couple of chapters are at the moment, while still casting some focus on the growing behemoth of a battle that is Luffy versus Kaido. So let's jump on in. I really like the exchanges between Kaido and Luffy this chapter. Like, look at how Kaido is smiling. That's a happy boy. Joy Boy really is out here bringing joy even to his opponent who is normally a sad boy. Luffy, especially in recent years and in recent chapters, has been likened to the sun. He's been likened to the sun a lot, so his presence here is like a healthy dose of vitamin D. See what I did there? To this sad, cold-blooded reptile of a man who finally now has this opportunity to bask in the warmth of the sun like a blue-tongued lizard on the asphalt of your driveway on a hot summer's morning. I imagine, given how Kaido asked, "Who the hell are you?" the cogs are turning in his brain and he's coming to the realization that, wait, maybe this is Joy Boy. And it's likely gonna take Luffy defeating him for him to be able to confirm it, but I'm really interested to see how Kaido is going to change or react when he learns the truth. Is he gonna be a gatekeeper? Is he gonna be an enabler? But we're not going there just yet because I feel like Kaido still has one more stop to pull before he goes down, and that is his own awakening. I also liked in this panel how he's almost coaching Luffy in a way in regards to awakening, so it's highly likely we'll be seeing Kaido awakening sometime soon. And what will that entail? Is he just gonna turn into this monster of a dragon? And this is probably gonna be coming quite soon, given that Luffy is literally wielding lightning at the end here. Like, this in and of itself is worthy of a whole Enel face all over again. If only he could see that. I wonder what Enel's doing right now. Also, it's a no-brainer that Luffy is going to be totally and completely wiped at the end of this battle, as already hinted as recently as a chapter ago. Kaido is going to be worse for wear himself. It's going to be interesting to see what this post-Wano arc will entail. Onto the transitional part of the chapter, Kaido asking Luffy, "Who the hell are you?" was very nicely followed up by Zunishas' internal monologue about Joy Boy, almost as though answering Kaido's question. I also like how in this part, Zunisha addresses Joy Boy as an entity separate to Luffy. There's no reincarnation going on here, lads. This is a separate soul with the same title, the same abilities. They're different, but they're the same. Anyway, that pesky little fire we were talking about every week a while back is back. Well, it never went anywhere. It mostly just spread all over the place because it's not so little anymore, but it is still pesky. Also, this part answered a prior kind of question of mine as to why we were only seeing Chopper and Nami's reactions to this whole Joy Boy business. It's because only they were at the right vantage point to observe. Everybody else is in the burning building below, and they've got other stuff to focus on, such as avoiding more peril, rescuing their fallen comrades, or being dead. Sorry, Luffy, you're gonna have to take a back seat. It's making me now think that surely the people down in the flower capital below can see this thing. Even though it's cloudy, this thing should be glowing through the clouds. This is a giant burning skull, which could be seen as a bad omen or as a really cool entrance for the Fire Festival's leading metal band act. I mean, the kid pirates really look the part, don't they? And seeing Beppo, who of course being a polar bear mink doesn't do great in the heat, reminded me of how we still haven't seen him in his Sulong form, despite the fact this raid on Onigashima would have been the perfect time to do so. Now, is there a reason we haven't seen it? Is Oda saving this for another time? Of course, I loved seeing Brooke and Robin again for the first time in a number of weeks. Although they've been continuously doing mostly the same thing of trying to get away from the fire. I will take this opportunity now to say, look at my new favorite shirt. It says Sulking. It arrived on my birthday the other week along with a couple of other things. One moment. I also just turned my bedroom light off because I left it on. I do that so often and I don't mean to. I also got this little guy. I've been wanting him for so long, ever since I saw him on the Mugiwara store website, but they don't ship overseas. And you can't buy from them like through any of the main proxy sites either, but he turned up on a proxy site through another seller and I got him. And I also bought a 2021 One Piece calendar that I thought was A4, but guess what? It's not A4. But you know what? This is the opposite of a problem. But anyway, Sanji is up and about again, and even the pleasure house is becoming engulfed. I just love that he has the mouse on his shoulder. Like, he always liked mice. That's very cute of him. Also, he didn't obnoxiously drivel over any of these women. The anime is gonna change that. And of course, it wasn't going to be many chapters at all before we saw Usopp make the new face. Though it is a subtler variation, this is the first time we've seen Usopp since the new face has become a thing. So of course, Oda has wasted no time whatsoever in drawing the series' biggest face maker with this new iconic look. Well done, good for him, he's rocking it. Also, being how I am and seeing Usopp's turmoil here made me think about how IMD King thinks that Oda is setting it up so that when Usopp enters Elbaf, he's going to be at a low point. I absolutely love this idea and I think it would be a fantastic story choice. Up until this point, one of Usopp's best arcs ever has involved him starting at a low point. So if what is set to be his biggest and best arc of the series kind of mirrors this, and that then entails this amazing arc, I would really like that personally. And these panels here are just a small part of what might set that up. Anyway, I really need to make a collection of Elbaf videos, otherwise all of my Elbaf thoughts keep growing and evolving like an awakened Luffy, and intruding on all of my other videos the second there's a wisp of a hint of a chance, if you could even call it that. Back on topic of the chapter, it was so good to finally touch base again with Frankie and by extension Zoro, if only for 2 panels. I think Frankie has discovered how dire the Zoro situation is. Zoro might be here physically, but he's currently being spirited away, cruising down Highway 66 with his new pal, Brooke's old acquaintance Death, to the realm of the dead, and they've only got a small pocket of time in which they can turn around, so Frankie is desperate to find Chopper here. Seems like Raizo used his ninjutsu back during Zou to store an entire Zunisha shower and save it for a rainy day. Like a metaphorically rainy day, not a literal one, because in that case more water would just be kind of redundant, but anyway. The way Jinbei grabs onto it like it's something semi-solid, it's just really cool. He's like a real waterbender. And then he douses out the fire, fixing that problem, which is really well and good, but ultimately my man has fixed one problem while creating another problem. And let's not forget there's a lot of fruit users, there's a lot of smile users here on Onigashima who've just been swamped by this small sea of water. What are they gonna do? Neither Brooke nor Robin can swim, so are they gonna have to rely on somebody else? As we can see here, Chopper and some of the others have been knocked down. And if they're falling anywhere in particular, maybe Chopper will end up with Frankie and Zoro. That'd be pretty convenient. Maybe Robin and Brooke will be washed there as well, and Frankie will just have to dredge the 4 of them along. He is ultimately the support guy after all. And now, according to Yamato, Onigashima is about to fall. On that note, do you guys reckon that we're gonna get a future chapter that ends with Onigashima falling? Like a literal kind of cliffhanger thing? It'll probably be just before a break week as well, so we'll have no choice but to wait and tear each other apart. Either way, I guess we're gonna have to wait to find out, but that's totally fine. What were you guys' thoughts on the chapter? What was your favorite little transital moment? Let me know down below. I'm Dawn of the World, and I will see you next time. Later, guys.